Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Hope you're all doing well and doing great. Today we are back with another video, and we're going to discuss about that how water is transported from root to the leaf or root to the other part of the plant by an experiment. We have already discussed about the structure of root hairs and the pathway taken by water through the root, stem and leaf. Now we have to discuss that how water is transported from root to the leaf. For that purpose, what we have to do, we have to see an experiment, and for that purpose you need some beaker or you need some jars, and you need some food color, or other than this you can add for the blue color you can add methylene blue or the blue dye. For the green color you can add the green dye. For the yellow color you can add yellow dye. For the orange color you can add methylene orange, or as well as orange dye, or you can add for the red color you can add eosin or red color or red dye. And other than this, what you have to do, you need a plant that is called a celery plant. Celery plant look like coriander. It's not coriander at all. It because the coriander and the celery plant belong to the same family, which is called Apiaceae. That's why it resembles with that. Okay, so it is not dhania at all. So this plant is another, it is called a scarified plant, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut the stem of the celery plant, half of the stem, and then we're gonna dip that plant or put that plant like in the jar or in the beaker. You can take beaker, you can take jar, it's all up to you. You can take a glass of water as well, whatever you wanna take. So you're gonna cut the half of the stem of the celery plant and dip it into the food dye, and what's gonna happen that the leaf will turn as the same color of the water dye. Like the what's gonna happen that after a few hours, what you're gonna see that the leaves of the celery turning the same color as the dyed water. So what it proves, that it basically proves that the water is being taken up by the celery by which tissue or which cells. This is basically by the xylem vessels or the xylem tissue. करना क्या है, आपने सैलरी प्लांट का हाफ पोर्शन कट करना है और उसको फूड डाई के अंदर कुछ घंटों के लिए रख देना है. थोड़ी देर बाद या कुछ घंटों बाद आप देखेंगे कि वो जो सैलरी प्लांट है उसके ऊपर वो जो डाई स्टेन है वो आ जाएंगे. लाइक उसकी स्टेम के ऊपर इस तरह डाई स्टेन आ जाएंगे, विच शोज द मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर और द विच शोज दैट द सैलरी प्लांट हैव टेकन अप दैट वाटर. ठीक है, सैलरी प्लांट ने उस वाटर को एब्जॉर्व कर लिया और उस वाटर को एब्जॉर्व करके वो बाकी पार्ट्स तक जो है वो मूव करवा देगा. लेट मी शो यू थ्रू अ गूगल डायग्राम एज वेल. Here you can see that the celery, you have to take a celery plant and you can use a cutting board or you can use a white tile. And what you're gonna do then, you're gonna cut it with the help of a blade, or you can use a knife, or you can use a razor and cut that plant half of the stem. You have to cut it from the bottom, and then you have to add this plant into the beaker and add the firstly you have to add the food dye, and then you have to add this plant into the beaker, and you're gonna see that the blue color of blue dye, the leaves of the celery plant will turn up blue color. The leaves of the red dye turn into the red color. Leaves of the green dye, leaves of the celery plant of green dye turns into the green color. So it shows the movement of basically water taken up by the celery, and that movement is taken up, that basically the water that is taken up by the celery with the help of xylem vessels or xylem tissues. सो जाइलम टिश्यूज जो है वो ट्रांसपोर्ट करते हैं. ये हमने प्रूव कर दिया कि कैसे. अगर आप इसको फूड डाई के अंदर देखेंगे तो वो फूड कलर उस प्लांट ने, उस स्टेप ने अडॉप्ट कर लिया, अपने अंदर एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया. और उसके लीव्स भी कई दफा ऐसा होता है कि रेड डाई के लीव्स देखेंगे तो वो रेड कलर के हो जाएंगे. ग्रीन डाई के अंदर रखा तो दैट टर्न्स इनटू ग्रीन कलर, एंड ब्लू डाई के अंदर आपने रखा तो दैट टर्न्स इनटू द ब्लू कलर. इट शोज द मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर from root to the leaf, that the leaf absorb the water, leaf basically roots absorb the water, and then it will be transported from root to the other part of the plant by the stem or by the xylem vessel. So it proves that by an experiment. So let's see what's the other content is. The other content is basically define transpiration. Transpiration क्या होता है? पत्तों से पानी का निकलना in simple words. So the loss of water vapors is called as from leaf is called as the loss of water vapor from leaf. If you remember the anatomy of the leaf, so we have discussed about that the above part is called as the cuticle, then the below is basically the epidermis, then there is some sort of cell which is called as the pericyte mesophyll cell, and then some cell which is called as the spongy cells, and after the spongy mesophyll cell there is another single layer of cell which is called as lower epidermis or endodermis, and in between lower epidermis there are some cells which is called as guard cell, and in this guard cell there's minute opening, and that is called as stomata. So the leaves will evaporate this water, or the leaf will lose this water through stomata, and this process is called as transpiration. जो पानी पत्तों से निकल रहा है, when there is an excess amount of water, or when the roots absorb the water and the water will reaches to the plant, to other organ of the plant. When it reaches the water, some of the water is being used up for the process of photosynthesis. कुछ water जो है वो इस्तेमाल हो जाएगा photosynthesis के process में. Otherwise the excessive water will be removed or will be lost by a process called as by an organ of the plant, and that is called as stomata. So water will be evaporated from the stomata, and it will evaporate it from mesophyll cell to the spongy mesophyll, and then to the air spaces, and then from air spaces it will diffuses out to the stomata. जैसे ये डिफ्यूजन हुआ था, सेम इज द केस विद ये डिफ्यूज आउट हो जाएगा स्टोमेटा से. So the next thing is, hopefully it understand the water vapors evaporate from the surface of the mesophyll cell into the air spaces and then diffuses out of the leaf through the stomata as water vapor. This is what I have proven, that the water will be evaporated. Water will be also water will be absorbed by the root hair. Water root hair absorb करेंगी, and then it will reaches to the leaf mesophyll by the xylem tissues, and it will be absorbed by the plant to perform the process of photosynthesis. ठीक है, plant leaves ने photosynthesis का phenomena perform करना है, तो वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को environment से लेंगे और water की मदद से they make their food. But this water, the excessive water, will also be removed or will also be evaporated, and it will diffuses. How it will diffuses? It will be goes from the palisade mesophyll to the spongy mesophyll cell, then from spongy mesophyll cell to the air spaces. यहाँ पर air spaces मौजूद हैं, from the air spaces it will diffuses out of the leaves through the stomata as the water vapor. Water vapors की फॉर्म में, बुहारात की फॉर्म में water जो है वो stomata से बाहर निकलता जाएगा. Now we have to discuss about the factor affecting rate of transpiration, and hopefully this phenomena is clear. So what factors that affect the rate of transpiration? If we're going to talk about, firstly we're going to talk about the temperature. On the basis of temperature, what we're going to say? We're going to say the higher the temperature, higher will be the rate of transpiration. जितनी ज़्यादा गर्मी होगी, transpiration rate उतना fast होगा. जितनी slow गर्मी होगी. And if we're going to show it through a graph, you can see that in every 10 degree rise, for example, the rate of transpiration will be high, and once the temperature will be increases, the rate of transpiration will also increases, but to a certain limit, or to a 40 to 45 degree centigrade. After the optimum temperature, the rate of transpiration will start decreasing. And the one more thing, that every 10 degree, every rise in 10 degree or every 10 degree rise, there will be the rate of transpiration will be doubled. Like यहाँ पर 5 है, यहाँ पर अगर 10 है temperature, यहाँ पर 20 है, यहाँ पर 30 है, तो rate of transpiration हर 10 degree पे rise होता जाएगा, but to a certain limit, that is 40 to 45. After that limit, the rate of transpiration will start decreasing. If we're going to talk about on the basis of light intensity, we're going to see that the rate of transpiration will also affect on the basis of light intensity, because if there is more light, the stomata will open and there will be the more chances of transpiration, and during the daytime, and during the night time, there will be the stomata is closed and there is a less chances of rate of transpiration. Transpiration जो है वो slow होगी. So transpiration when light intensity high होगी, the rate of transpiration भी ज़्यादा होगी, and if light intensity is low, the rate of transpiration will be low, because it depends upon when light intensity is high, the stomata is open during the day, and the rate of transpiration will be more. So according to the humidity, if the low humidity is basically directly proportional to transpiration, you can remember it in a quotation like this way. You can say, if we're going to talk about on the basis of humidity low है. What is humidity? Humidity basically होती है water vapors की amount environment के अंदर, हवा में कितनी amount है water vapors की, कितनी नमी है. तो dry air के अंदर basically humidity, dry air means the humidity is low, and when there is low humidity, then that means in the dry air that the rate of transpiration will be high. It is inversely proportional. Basically we can say, if the humidity is high, then low humidity, then it is directly proportional to the rate of transpiration. Humidity low है तो rate of transpiration ज़्यादा होगी. अगर humidity ज़्यादा है तो rate of transpiration will be low. So hopefully this phenomena is clear. These are the basic phenomena. Basically, what is the effect of rate of wind, speed, and temperature, and humidity, and light intensity, and transpiration rate. So for temperature, we said that the transpiration rate will be high, or higher the temperature, higher will be the rate of transpiration to a certain limit. Lower the humidity, Higher the rate of transpiration, higher the humidity, lower the rate of transpiration. On the basis of light intensity, high light intensity, rate of transpiration will be high. Lower the light intensity, the rate of transpiration will be low, because it depends upon opening and closing of stomata, because during the day there is more sunlight and more rate of transpiration will occur, and during the night the stomata will close because there is no sunlight, no process of photosynthesis will take place. So that's why the rate of transpiration will be low. On the basis of wind speed, in still air or in moving air, in moving air, the rate of transpiration basically is high, whereas in still air, the rate of transpiration will be slow. That is very simple. Hopefully, it is clear. Okay, before going to end this video, this is what I have told you, that the movement of water, how the water is transported or how the water is evaporated from leaf to the and will transport it through diffusion through stomata. This is the phenomenon that once the water will be entered or water will be absorbed by roots and it will reaches to the leaf mesophyll, and they will perform the process of photosynthesis. And they will also help in the transportation. Stomata, if the basic function of stomata is, the major function of the stomata is help in the gaseous exchange. Basically, in case of plant, the taking in of carbon dioxide and taking out of oxygen, and in case of animal is different. And the other function of the stomata is to evaporate the water. So how this water is evaporated, it will from the leaf mesophyll cell, the water will goes to the spongy mesophyll cell, and from the spongy mesophyll cell it will enter the intercellular spaces or the air spaces, and from the air spaces it will diffuses out. That means from the higher concentration, the leaves, now the water is present in the higher concentration, and outside the water is present in the low concentration. So it will diffuses out from air spaces to the stomata and then to the outside, and then ये air के अंदर move हो जाएगा. तो so it will diffuses from a higher concentration in the air spaces into the atmosphere, representing a lower concentration of water unless the humidity is high. अगर बाहर humidity ज़्यादा हो तो फिर उस केस में opposite हो जाएगा, लेकिन तब तक it will diffuses from air spaces to the stomata. So it proves that the movement of water from leaves to the root. कैसे evaporate होता है water? This shows the movement of basically the process of transpiration. So always remember what going to happen. They're not going to ask you that draw a diagram of the leaf structure. They can ask you the by showing an arrow or draw the line that how the water will be evaporated from leaves to the root or from leaves to the stomata, and you have to show it through arrow, or you have to write it in an equation form or in a linear form, that how the water will be evaporated from leaves to the other part, or leaves to this, how the water leaves diffuses the water, or the air space diffuses the water from leaves to the stomata. So this is how you have to prove that the water will be evaporated from higher concentration to the low concentration, and it will diffuse from intercellular spaces to the stomata. So it proves that, and this is the movement of, this is how you have to show the arrow, that from the leaf mesophyll cell the water will enter into the spongy mesophyll cell, and from spongy mesophyll cell there are the many intracellular spaces and the many air spaces, as well as there are the 100 of stomata in the lower epidermis, so the water will be evaporated through stomata. Hopefully you like this video. We will catch you in another video. Please make sure to share it with the Cambridge students. It will help them and it will help you as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in another video. Allah Hafiz.